Hey, angels, it's Lizzie and Samantha.
How are our angels doing?
How are we? Today we have another Dermaplane. So we're going to just do another Q&A. I think that was really cool last time that we did it. So we're going to start off with some of the questions that I see that we've been getting from our viewers. One being, probably one of the biggest one, is what do you put on the skin before you start dermaplaning?
Well, number one, you want to start with really clean skin.
Yes.
So if you have somebody who's wearing a lot of makeup, you want to maybe possibly double cleanse. I don't do any type of exfoliation for new patients if I'm not familiar with their skin prior to doing dermaplaning. You want to be very gentle with the skin. So just a good cleanse, take a look at their skin before you get started. Make sure you don't have any redness, inflammation, too much sun exposure, whatever. You want to make sure that the skin is ready to be dermaplaned. And I use a Dermaplane oil. Lizzie would know who we get that from, but she could probably do a link for you.
I'll put a link down in our bio.
Yeah, and I like it because I have not had any complications with people having a weird reaction with me doing dermaplaning with that oil. So I have even gotten to the point where I'm doing it even on my drier skin types, or my oily skin types, because it just makes them feel really comfortable. And then after I'm done, I will do a nice little cleanse, a quick cleanse to get all the oil off before I move on to the next step.
Amazing. And what do you send your patients home with after their dermaplane facial?
That's a good question. So I usually will send them home with some type of a cream that is healing. We do a lot of more advanced treatments here. So we have things that we give people after really heavy laser treatment or microneedling or something that really compromises the skin, and we want to protect it and we want it to heal well. So I have something like that to give my patients. So you should really do your research on what ingredients are in what, and make sure it's something that's calming, and let them know not to be doing any exfoliating, no acids, no retinol, no sun exposure for at least a week after.
That's perfect advice. The biggest one of the other biggest ones is, will your hair change? I know we go over this every time, but I feel like we need to always hit it.
It's definitely a myth. And I grew up with that myth. You shave and your hair's going to get thicker. It does not change the hair. What we do externally does not change the hair. Boys get thicker hair when they shave because they're internally becoming men hormonally. That's why their hair changes. It doesn't change because they shaved. Now, when you shave, especially thick, coarse hair, which you're not supposed to be doing thick, coarse hair with dermaplaning. Dermaplane is only to be done over peach fuzz, fine vellus hair, not thick, coarse hair. But when you do anything over hair that's pretty visible, if you look at the hair like the shape of a finger, the tip of the hair is softer, thinner, the root is thicker, darker. So when you're shaving or dermaplaning, you're cutting off the soft part and exposing the thicker part. So that's why it looks like your hair got thicker. It's the same hair. It's just a different part of the hair. It absolutely does not change the hair whatsoever. Something has to happen inside the body, something internally for the hair to change.
I love it. That was great. How long did it take you to perfect your technique? Because everyone talks about how wonderful your technique is and how perfect it is. How long did it take you?
I'm far from perfect, and I learn things every day. I do not know everything, and I am very aware of the fact that any moment something could happen. So I'm always very cautious with everything that I do. I approach it that way. I'm not thinking that, ooh, I got this, and I've done this so many times, and it's going to be like clockwork. Not necessarily, because skin will throw you a curve every chance it gets. So initially, it took me a long time. I would take an hour doing a dermaplane, and now I can probably do one in 12 minutes if I'm doing full face and neck. But, I was very cautious. You can nick people. It is a scalpel. You can nick them, and some things they don't even see because it's so small. So, just take your time with it. I mean, I still have moments where I'm uncomfortable doing dermaplaning.
She's praying.
Yeah. For real, though, I do pray, because you have all these different face shapes, and some are really difficult to do, and the type of skin. It can be really hard. I still have plenty of challenges when I do dermaplane.
Absolutely. Do you feel the esthetician school is enough education? How they do dermaplaning in school now, do you feel like that's enough, or do you feel like continuing education classes is important for these new estheticians?
I feel that it's absolutely not enough. So in school, where we're at, I mean, I can't speak for other states because other states have more extensive programs. You can actually become a master esthetician in some states. Lucky. But in our state, it's very minimal. You're basically just going to school to do the hours that are required by the state, and so that you can sit for your exam and test and get your licensing. So you don't really get a lot out of that. Some girls will spend a lot of money to become a medical esthetician, and I don't really see the point in that because your license does not say master medical esthetician or whatever. All it says is facial specialist here where I'm at. So it does not matter who gets more hours or less hours. We all have the same license. So just approach it very conservatively with your education, maybe as far as cost, and really, really invest in yourself after. You're going to continue taking continuing education classes. How many times can I say continue in a sentence? Mm-hmm. But you want to continue that. You want to pursue more education for yourself. You need to be reading things, studying things, doing webinars, going to physical classes constantly. Just because you did one Dermaplane class does not an expert make. You need to continue to train with Dermaplane. If you did a training for microneedling, one is not enough. You can continue to go to more than one. You can continue to study the skin. Anatomy is super important. And really hone those skills and try to focus on things. Don't try and do everything. Yes. Why? Why do you want to do everything? There's not enough time in the day. No. And, you really need to focus on certain things so that you can get those down and then move on to the next thing and go from there. That's how I feel about that. Yay.
I loved that. That was so good. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I really hope that you subscribe, like our channel. Please, share it with the world. We are here to educate. We love you guys. And any questions you have, make sure you drop them below. You can follow us on our Instagram or VivaVitality_MedSpa. All of the companies that we use are linked in our bio.
Yeah, make sure that you follow us and make sure you keep those questions coming.
Yeah, we love it. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.